Convene this October 5th, 2023 meeting of the Centreville Town Council. We'll start as we always do with the Pledge of Allegiance, and if folks could remain standing for a moment of silence.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Council should have a copy of the September 21st, 2023 meeting minutes in their packet. Is there a motion to accept or any amendments to those?
I actually have one correction, but you go ahead, Councilman Worth.
Okay, yeah, yes, sorry about that. On page 6, maybe is it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, seventh bullet down, it says that I felt there should be a reduction in growth areas, and I said there should not be a reduction in the growth areas. So,
Okay, we'll make that change. I seem to remember that.
I didn't watch the video to make sure, but
And then just on page 4, and this is not really a critical one, but important in terms of what we'd like to see happen. That second bullet at the top, there was consensus among the members of the town council to display a menorah. It should be to purchase and display a menorah this year during Hanukkah. So we just wanted to make sure that that was in there.
No, yeah. You want to?
Yeah, and then also, same page, second bullet, well, fourth bullet, I guess, but second bullet or the second session, it should be Nancy Emmerich.
Carolyn, you have those changes.
Move approval as amended.
Second.
Any further discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Move into a citizens forum. All citizens are asked to keep their comments to 3 minutes. Nobody has signed up. Anybody want to share anything?
Do we have agendas? Are there agendas somewhere?
No, I did not print agendas. Because it's,
A brief one tonight, Joe. All right, we'll move into the report of boards of supervisors of elections. I'm going to call up Jim Watson to give a report of the Board of Supervisors of Elections.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good. All right. To the Honorable Town Council of Centreville, Maryland, we hereby certify that on October 2nd, 2023, an election was held for the purpose of electing 2 council members. 2 of the 3, I'm sorry, 2 for a 3-year term. The election was held at Queen Anne's County Building, 110 Vincent Street, Centreville, Maryland. There were 3 candidates, Ashley Kaiser, Jeffrey Keel, and Stephen Klein. The polls were were open from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. with myself, Jim Watson, Jennifer Holgrave, and Nancy Weeble conducting the election. The votes were cast by handwritten ballots. There were 397 votes recorded, 372 votes were cast in person, 25 absentee balances were submitted. Of the total ballots cast, there was 1 provisional ballot and 0 spoiled ballots. Ashley Kaiser received 255 votes. Jeffrey D. Keel got 281 votes, and Stephen Klein received 192. Disqualified ballots, as I had said, was 0. Provisional ballots was 1. Signed by the Board of Electors.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Jim Watson, Jennifer Holgrave, and Nancy Weeble are members of the Board of Supervisors of Elections. And on behalf of unanimous council, I'd like to thank them for their service. Thank you very much.
You're here.
I now call for a motion to accept the report of the Board of Supervisors of Elections.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye, as well. It's been a pleasure being up here for the last 3 years. I appreciate it. I look forward to how else I can engage with the town, and folks should feel free to call on me, although maybe not too frequently. And maybe the last words I'll say up here on the record are go Orioles. I now ask Queen Anne's County Clerk of the Circuit Court, Catherine Hager, to come forward and swear in Ashley Kaiser. Jeff Keel was sworn in yesterday, October the 4th.
Thank you. And Steve, thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Likewise.
It's a great honor to be here tonight to swear in Ashley Kaiser again for another term to the town council. I did swear in Jeffrey Keel yesterday in my office on October the 4th. His signature is here in the test book. So the citizens of the town of Centreville, having great trust in you, have elected you as town council member for another term. So if you could, please raise your right hand and repeat after me. And insert your name after I.
I, Ashley Kaiser,
Do swear
do swear
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
that I will support the Constitution of the United States
and that I will be faithful
and that I will be faithful
and bear true allegiance
and bear true allegiance
to the state of Maryland
to the state of Maryland
and the Constitution
and the
and
Constitution
laws thereof,
and laws thereof,
and that I will,
and that I will,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
to the best of my skill and judgment,
diligently and faithfully,
diligently and faithfully,
without partiality or prejudice,
without partiality or prejudice,
execute the office
execute the office
of council member for the town of Centreville
of council member for the town of Centreville,
according to the Constitution
according to the
and
Constitution
laws of this state.
and laws of this state.
Congratulations.
Thank you. Good job.
Good, we good to move forward? So,
All right, that's all of my duties.
thank you very much.
Good to see everyone.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Good to
too.
see you.
I call upon the town clerk to present the certification of oath administration.
State of Maryland, County of Queen Anne's, I hereby certify that on this 4th day of October 2023, before me, the subscriber, the clerk of the circuit court of said state and county, personally appeared Jeffrey D. Keel, who made oath in due form of law that he would faithfully and diligently, to the best of his judgment and ability, perform the duties of council member of the town of Centreville, Maryland, in said state and county without prejudice, according to the acts of the Assembly of Maryland in such cases made and provided. Clerk of the Circuit Court, Catherine B. Hager. State of Maryland, County of Queen Anne's, I hereby certify that on this 5th day of October 2023, before me, the subscriber, the clerk of the Circuit Court of said state and county, personally appeared Ashley H. Kaiser, who made oath in due form of law that she would faithfully and diligently, to the best of her judgment and ability, perform the duties of council member of the town of Centreville, Maryland, in said state and county without prejudice, according to the acts of the Assembly of Maryland in such cases made and provided. Clerk of the Circuit Court, Catherine B. Hager.
I now call for a motion to accept the certification of oath administration.
So moved.
Second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Turn it over to the council for any additional words at this time.
I can say one more thing that I meant to say.
Sure, yeah,
I
always.
apologize. But I did just want to say that Jeff Keel did appear in my office. Carolyn was there as well, but he had a scheduled family trip, and so that is why he couldn't be here tonight. And I did just want to make sure that he
Thank you.
wanted to be here, but he was tracking.
He is
It's on the
here,
screen.
he's here from a Barca lounger on a patio. Any council members want to say anything at this time?
If I may, I just want to thank our president for his tenure, both on the council in general and especially his tenure as president.
Thank you.
He did an incredible job and a great service to the council, to the community, and so thank you.
Thank you.
Agreed, and you're just certainly not rid of me yet, so.
We will see about that.
Yes. And
I also want to say thanks, Steve, for serving 2 years with you. Had fun working with you.
Thanks. Likewise. Good luck to you too, all of you.
And then I really appreciate how you conducted our meetings and kept things moving along, and it could be rough sometimes. We're a fairly diverse crowd up here, so thank you for your service, Mr. President.
Speaking of moving things along, Yeah, no problem. See y'all.
Thanks, Steve. All right, so now I have to, okay.
I think
Yeah, okay,
as current vice president, I
yeah.
Everybody's,
Okay, so continuing to move along is we need to elect officers for this year. Is there a motion to elect the council president?
Yes, I'd like to make the motion to nominate Ashley Kaiser to serve as president of the town council.
second.
All right, all in favor?
Aye.
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 All right, well, thank you guys. I look forward to a good year, and hopefully I can remember to stay standing for the moment of silence after the pledge, as that is my greatest anxiety as council president. Is there a motion to elect the council vice president? And while this might be unusual, it's okay for me to make a motion, right? Okay, I make a motion to nominate Eric Johnson as council vice president.
I'll second that.
All right, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All right, awesome.
Thank you.
Okay, next we have to appoint the town attorney and the finance officer. Do you need us to do this in two separate motions, Carolyn, or? We can, fine. Okay, is there a motion to reappoint Sharon Van Emberg as town attorney for the coming year?
So moved.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, congrats, I think, Sharon. Is there a motion to reappoint Karen Luffman as finance officer for the coming year?
So moved.
Second, I just want to remind everybody that she was in the Air Force. Not that that's relevant to this motion, but
All in favor?
aye.
Aye.
All right, awesome. Okay, and now I need to make appointments for the various council liaison roles. The council member serving on the Town of Centreville Planning and Zoning Commission shall be Councilmember Dan Worth.
All right, thank you.
The council member serving on the Town of Centreville Park Advisory Board shall be Councilmember Ashley Kaiser. I love the Parks Board. You will get it from my cold, dead hands and no other way. The council member serving as representative for economic development shall be Councilmember Eric Johnson. The council member representing the Town of Centreville on the Queen Anne's County Council of Governments shall be Councilmember Jeff Keel. And the council member representing the Town of Centreville with the Maryland Municipal League shall be Councilmember Jim Beecham.
Thank you.
All right. Now we will move into a second citizens forum. If anyone has any comments they'd like to make? No? Okay. Before I just turn it over for council roundtable, essentially, Council Vice President Johnson and I spoke a couple days ago, yesterday, I don't know, at some point, and just thought that we're not going to have a full meeting for the town staff in the audience. Don't be afraid. There's like 2 slides. Eric loves a slide. There are 2 slides. And just a couple of things and something we're looking for council consensus. It felt like we're all here. Took us very, very little time to get organized. We can spend a few minutes sort of looking to the year ahead and what things might look like from here or something we'd like to see done. So I'll turn it over to you, Eric.
Yes. So the objective tonight, just briefly, is we're hoping that we can establish a tool for tracking council priorities. And then, of course, tonight provide a couple examples of those, some of the open tasks. And then if there are updates from the town staff, if you want to jump in, that's great, but that was not the expectation. So I want to make sure folks understood that we're not expecting folks to be prepared to speak.
Yeah, truly an example.
Truly an example. So the nomenclature that we are suggesting, is one where, similar to other, for example, resolutions, there's a year associated with the number. So when you look at a resolution number, an ordinance number, all those different things, there's some semblance of sanity to that. So it doesn't have to be this, but in this case, if something came up, say at the October 5th, 2023 meeting, and it was the first thing that came up that we would say we would like this added to the open tasks and priorities, then it could be so labeled, so named. As an example, of course, this was brought up on the 5th, the security of the town hall. We talked about panic alarms, cameras, access during public events, key control. And one that I've added is just the possibility of a county partnership where they have proximity readers. I think some of our police department may have access to certain things, certain buildings based on that. Maybe we do, I don't know, maybe an impossibility, but something worth looking at. And so we would have, of course, staff owners, those that are sort of the primary office of responsibility that has taken on that task. And if there's additional staff members from the town hall, from the Wharf building, et cetera, then they would be so named. And then if there was a council sponsor or two, we would list those as well and then be able to have a status update. Second one, downtown holiday events and decorations, something that we've been talking about. Again, we're not prepared to ask for a specific amount, but these are some of the open priorities. Any questions or comments on this one before I go to the next one? And it's just these two slides, so. Okay, so the next one, you'll see number 3 there, residential rental ordinances. That obviously came up well before our 10-5 meeting, but for the sake of illustration, I just went with those dates. And then the last one that you'll see is strengthen and expand social media, looking at having a town Facebook page, Nextdoor page, that sort of thing. And then, of course, one of the things we talked pretty stringently about was the idea that we want to make sure we have at least 2 employees that have admin rights to any of our pages. So again, just a concept. We were kind of hoping we could at least have a consensus night among council that this is an acceptable way to move forward, and then we would of course work with our town manager, Chip Kugel, to execute that. If there's a better way to capture this, I think we don't have any pride of authorship necessarily, but just something like this. So
Looks great.
That's a good idea, so we don't have to keep our own lists and bring them up at
Yeah, and we
roundtable.
can
Right,
keep
yeah.
this in a shared document in the OneDrive, and then anyone
updated together.
Right, anyone should be able to call on it when they're curious where a priority lies, and also Chip or whomever could drop updates in there.
Exactly.
Awesome. That's it.
That's it.
Okay. Do any members of the council have additional comments?
Done here.
Okay. Do I hear a motion to adjourn the October 5th reorganization meeting?
I move to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Thank you all. Can't reach it, but we're out of here.
Not for the reason.